Check one, check. Welcome to Westlake High School on this Friday evening. Actually, what evening is this? Wednesday? What year is this? This is the LaxRatz High School Girls Lacrosse Game of the Week. This is Chopper here. Alongside me is Lindsay Munoz, coach of the Westlake Warriors, and providing commentary and play-by-play tonight. Lindsay, we've got the number 1 and number 3 teams here, Redondo and Palos Verdes. Just for the posterity, who was number 2?
Westlake is number 2.
You guys played a close one with PV, lost in the semifinals. Meanwhile, Redondo won its semifinal game. To get us started, these two teams have already played twice this year during the regular season. What are your takeaways from those two games?
Sure. So both times, really different games. The first one out, PV took it by 2, 10-8. Second time out, Redondo took it 14-8. So a little bit more lopsided win more recently. But you can definitely expect a really competitive game. Both of these offenses are very strong. They're able to move the ball really quick. So I'm anticipating a high-scoring game here tonight.
Anything you can think back on what Redondo did better the second time around, or what they exploited about Palos Verdes that enabled them to change the outcome and win by 4 or 6 goals?
So I wasn't on site for that game, but if I had to guess, after seeing them play Glendale, I would have to say their quick ball movement got the best of Palos Verdes, especially as you'll see tonight. Palos Verdes runs a backer zone, and that can be really effective. However, if you move the ball really quick, that's the way to beat it. So Redondo is certainly able to do that, and we'll see if they can do it tonight.
We are just about ready for the opening draw. Do you have any history on these two teams drawing? Who would you pick to be maybe more successful on the draw?
Against us, Palos Verdes was extremely strong. Kelly Hoyt right there, number 2. She's headed to Central Michigan, Division I school to play lacrosse next year. She was really strong against us. So was freshman number 17, Harper Ski. So if they can keep doing that, Palos Verdes might be the one to take the advantage. We'll see, though.
If they continue to win those draws, do you expect them to be patient, or do you expect them to run it up and try to get a quick shot?
We'll see what they throw at Redondo. Against us, like they're doing right now, they slowed it down a little bit. But yeah, exactly. They're playing some aggressive defense. That's number 27, senior Emma Hodges. Great midfielder for Redondo coming up with that takeaway.
And they are going right to the cage.
This is that exact ball movement I was talking about earlier. That was a great take. That was number 26, Brooke Tokushige. She's a junior for Redondo, heading to UC Davis in 2 years.
You and I got to watch quite a bit of the Redondo game in the semifinal, and their ball movement, both off ball, backdoor cuts, was excellent in the 6-on-6 or 7-on-7.
Yep, so that's where the girls differ from the boys. Girls are 7-on-7 with their restraining line at the 30-yard line, not the halfway.
You play goalie. How interested are you in trying to get a touch early, even if it's a tough save? Are you trying to get into the action?
Oh, absolutely. The sooner you can get your stick on the ball, the better, even if it's just quick shot to make sure you start seeing the ball onto your stick.
There was a dodge from the right wing, snuffed by Redondo.
Great feed into the middle. Oh, that was a great save there by number 20, Ava Lovell. She is a junior from Redondo.
The two PV goalies got a lot of press early in the year, but clearly Redondo's strong in goal as well, huh?
Yes, absolutely, with a junior upperclassman. Oh, and that was a great challenge on this transition here. And this is what I love about high pressure in transition on the ride. As a coach, that's what I love to see. A lot of times when they're playing, attackers think they're just playing attack, but being able to play defense as an attacker is a huge piece to be successful. Because as you can see, you get that ball back, you get another opportunity for a shot on cage.
Palos Verdes will work it around the perimeter.
Right there with the ball is number 6, Ainsley Basic. She's headed to Emerson College in Boston, Division III school. And it's really great to see these girls that are going on to play at the next level, especially from this area that's growing with talent in Los Angeles.
On the boys' side, it's been over the last 10 years, increasing competition, more and more boys going to play college. Where is the girls' game compared to the East Coast California teams and players versus East Coast?
Sure. So I think the general athleticism is very comparable. The only thing that differs, I think you'll see, is the stick work. Girls picking the game up later on, usually about 5th grade around here, and that's something that I'm trying to do. A lot of the coaches that I coach with are trying to start these kids earlier because, as we mentioned last time we were on broadcast, I started when I was just 5 in kindergarten, and clearly I still have the passion for it 20 years later, and the sooner they can get the stick in their hand, the better. But as I was mentioning earlier last time, is that you can also be a freshman, pick up the game, and if you're willing to put the hard work in, you can absolutely get to where you need to be as far as your stick work is concerned.
So Redondo's been working it patiently, and PV has pressed out on him pretty good.
Yep. So it looks like we have number 8 there coming off the field. Mariana Gamet, she has been a significant factor on the offense this season, just a junior. Hope she's okay there.
Redondo coach Tom Borgia comes out of the field. He has done wonders at Redondo, has been with that program I think at least 10, 12 years, and they had a real strong run 10 years ago where they seemed like they were in the finals every year, and looks like the last couple of years same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then before that it was Oak Park and Agora really taking over, but they were definitely one of the dominating forces there.
You mentioned starting at a young age. I'm going to be off mic here shortly, but I wanted to give a shout out to Aubrey Fixon. She's one of the 2 goalies for Palos Verdes, and her older brother Zach Fixon played with my son, and I'm sure Zach was an incredible attack man, 2-time All-American, and I'm sure he probably stuck her in goal when she was 12 years old and said, "Stop this," and now she's a big-time goalie.
Oh, absolutely. I have an older brother as well. He's 5 years older than me, ended up playing at Drexel, and he would do the same exact thing, shoot on me as hard as I could, but as soon as he got a knee shot, we were done for the day.
Well, I imagine after facing a college-level boy player, anything else was pretty tame by comparison.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is going to be a foul inside the 8-meter. For those that are new to lacrosse, the 8-meter fan is pretty much one of the central markings of the field, of the critical scoring area, that and the 12-meter arc that goes right around that. And any foul that occurs inside of the 8-meter automatically resets as an 8-meter shot. It's very similar to a penalty kick in soccer, except for the girls are cleared out the way, and it can be defended, as you see here. And what's interesting, if you keep watching throughout the next level at the Division I level, there's free movement. So as soon as the 8-meter whistle is blown, that was a great shot there, first on the board. And that's number 26, Brooke Tokashige. Like I said, she's verbally committed to play Division I at UC Davis. So great first start there for Redondo.
She got right to it, and then you converted it pretty quickly. I'm actually looking around for... All right, so we have got 2 of Lindsay's friends and fellow coaches. Lindsay, why don't you sit here, introduce the 2 of them, and you can take it from here.
All right, awesome. So with me right now, I have 2 coaches that I coach with for the club team. One of them is actually the reason that I'm out here in California. She was one of my high school teammates in St. Mary's, Annapolis. That was a great draw control there. And first off, we have Megan Toomey.
Hey, what's up, guys? Happy to be out here.
And Maddie Morrissey.
Hello, LA.
All right, so they have really been out here for way longer than me. I believe it's, 3-4 years now?
Yeah.
And they've been really able to see the growth of the sport. And Maddie, how would you say over the past 3 years you've seen the talent level increase, but also in the amount of girls that are playing and how people are excited about the sport?
I think, obviously, at the youth level, the sport has grown so much. We have so many teams in our PILA league, and then you have so many in your SCLA league. It's just growing, and then it also is great because these girls get to see role models in high school playing. And I remember seeing seniors now playing as freshmen, and it's really great to watch them out there today taking control and playing some really great lacrosse.
So, Megan, Chopper asked a really great question about how LA lacrosse differs from the East Coast. What would you say is the biggest difference between lacrosse out here and on the East Coast from what you've seen both in our experience growing up and then going to the East Coast for tournaments?
I think girls on the East Coast have a little bit more resources in terms of coaches, whereas LA, there haven't been too many coaches out here until I feel like in the last 2 or 3 years. It seems like there's been an influx.
That was
really great coaches.
Sorry to cut you off for a second. That was a great save by Lily Van Kens there. She's just a junior. I know we talked about Aubrey Fixon earlier, but Lily is a great keeper and made a lot of saves against us, unfortunately. But that was a good one for the Sea Kings there. Sorry, keep going.
But yeah, I just like the influx of coaches, and a lot of more people wanting to move out here because they see promise in these athletes. And girls are slowly getting on the map, playing in college out of LA, San Diego, Orange County, which makes it exciting for people in lacrosse to get out to this area, especially with the PLL coming this way. There's more coming up for lacrosse in California for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So there was a foul by Redondo, and if you don't know, again, those are new to the sport, there is a rule that you cannot make a check on another player's stick if it is within the sphere, and that constitutes a 7-inch bubble around their head. So in order to keep the game safe, as you've seen on discussion boards, there's some rumors about or people discussing helmets in the game, and there are rules like that to keep it safe. Oh, great break up there by Redondo.
Stringing those passes over.
Yeah, that's that exact ball movement. Wow, what an interception there.
Oh.
So you can see again, that's that sphere call I was talking about earlier, coming into the sphere. Let's see if PV can convert on this fast break. And that's a goal by number 21, Brooke Merchant. And she has a twin sister, and they are going to play lacrosse at Fort Lewis College. That is Division II school up in Colorado. So again, PV is loaded with girls that are going to play at the next level, which is another marker of growth for the sport in LA. Megan, after being here for 3 years, how have you seen an increase in girls that are going on to play at the next level?
Definitely. I think that, like Maddie said, a lot of these girls that are seniors now in this field will be going on to play lacrosse in college, and I think that the drive to want to go play, especially with coaches that are pushing these girls into that direction, because they just need someone to believe in them, and it has, I think, grown, especially from when we got here to now.
Yeah. Very, very true. I've seen it myself, even just within the last 16 months that I've been here, getting more kids involved and very much into the sport and wanting to get recruited to play at the next level. It's very exciting.
Ooh, good pickup.
So that's draw control by number 6, Ainsley Basic. She's a senior, as I said, going to play at Emerson next year. So that is Brooke's twin, number 12, with the ball right now. She is also, as I mentioned, off to play at the next level of Division II at Fort Lewis College. That was a great knockdown by 27, Emma Hodges. PV's doing similar what they did to us. Oh, yep, there's that crease roll. Again by number 21, Brooke Merchant.
Lindsay?
All right, we are back. The score is 2-1, Palos Verdes. Also wanted to mention that there is a chat option here on this live stream, and if anyone has any questions for any of us, we're going to be taking some questions at halftime for you guys. So feel free to chime in with questions about lacrosse in LA, the game itself. Happy to answer.
Ooh.
That was a great draw control there. Number 6, Addie Bass. She's a senior for Redondo, and she is going to play at Coast Guard. A little confusion there, possibly.
Switch sticks. Stick switch.
You can see PV's in his zone defense right now. We'll see if Redondo can get this ball moving to try to beat it. Number 1 with the ball, Kaylin Haniff. We called her name a lot last game against Glendale. Her and Addie Bass were significant contributors to their win against Glendale in the semifinals. Getting some pressure on defense there. So again, that looks like to be that sphere call I was mentioning earlier. And it looks like Emma Hodges, number 27, will be awarded with an 8-meter hash. So Maddie, being an attacker, why don't you tell some people about the keys to succeeding on the 8-meter hash as an attacker?
Well, I hope Emma takes a few steps to her right or left, moving that goalie off her line. Oh, that was great. So she shot in the opposite, I guess you would say opposite of the direction she's going. She kind of ran more to the left and then shot to the right. Goalie's left, but that dip of the left shoulder really gets the goalie to bite that one direction, and that was a great finish.
Yeah, and also with the added placement of that shot, I can definitely attest as a goalie, that off-stick side hip is one of the hardest to save. You really got to make that quick decision if you're going to go over or under. And especially with how fast the sticks are releasing now, it can be tough to make that call. And if you make the wrong one, you're definitely going to pay for it. So now we got back up to a tie game here. Megan, what would you say are some keys to winning possession on the draw circle?
Boxing out. That's it. And just aggression all over. Knowing where the ball's going to go, being able to adjust if the ball's going in a certain area, making sure you're moving your teammates and communicating about where to go next.
Yeah, and that was a great box out right there by number 27, Emma Hodges.
When we play Redondo, she was boxing our girls out the entire game, getting almost every single draw control. She's phenomenal on the draw. Emma Hodges.
And for those of you that don't know, Megan and Maddie coached at Marlboro School. We had the opportunity to play them this season.
Nice.
Oh, that was a great take there. Redondo has a backup.
Possession Redondo leading.
Oh, looks like we got Mariana Gamet back there. Jordan Davis with the drive, shot. Redondo will take possession.
Shot number 30, Jordan Davis. Possession Redondo Union.
What a feed and take from Emma Hodges to Addie Bass. Both seniors making a difference here in this game as Redondo goes up 3-2. All right, we are back. Redondo's up by 1, 3-2.
Possession Redondo Union.
So another thing for those new to the game, if somebody does not have possession of the ball, you cannot hit their stick. That is called an empty stick check. Way to handle that pressure there for number 26, Brooke Tokashige. Oh, and that was a takeaway there by number 17, Harper Ski. She's a freshman for the Sea Kings. Definitely caused us a lot of problems on Saturday, I'm not gonna lie. You'll notice this game's getting a little physical. The ref's trying to pull it in. Lacrosse is a contact sport, but you know there are certain rules. For instance, the pushing out there, as you see, you don't want to see that full extension. One tool that I like to tell my defenders is to make sure when you make that contact, your elbows stay bent the whole time so you can avoid those calls. Any tips for your defenders, Megan, as a former defender yourself, on playing clean defense to avoid those calls?
Watch the hips and keep your feet moving. You don't want to just put your arms out there like you were just saying, making that hard contact. Just stay low, stay tight, and don't let them get that space on you if they look to redodge.
Number 1, Caitlin Haniff with the ball. Great ball handling there. Looks like we're going to get another 8-meter for 27, Emma Hodges.
I'd say that's one of the biggest differences between East and West is what types of calls are made in the game. Right there, I feel like Emma was she was able to control the ball, made it through some tough defense, but there was no foul there. So that's kind of unfortunate for the PV defense.
And that's a goal there by number 27, Emma Hodges.
Emma Hodges.
All right, we are back. Oh, hold on, brief pause till we restart for a second here. Sorry for that brief interruption there. I want to make sure the stream can stay up. Don't want to have any copyright infringements on our hands here. But we're back up here. We got Redondo with 4, PV with 2. Back on this draw circle. Great draw control. That was that freshman Harper ski. That was an unfortunate call there. And that's that extension I was talking about earlier. You want to avoid that. But I understand if girls are trying to fight hard to get the ball back. It happens sometimes. This is great pressure here by Redondo. PV got it over there. Number 12, Abby Merchant. She is a senior headed to Fort Lewis College. That was a great feed in the middle. Shot off a little bit there. PV will get it back. And we have number 29, Mackenzie Olson, taking the shot. She was a significant factor in our unfortunate loss to PV. Let's see if she can convert here. And she does. That's a goal, putting PV on the board, down by 1. So as I mentioned at the start of the broadcast, Megan and I actually played in high school together. Shout out to St. Mary's High School in downtown Annapolis. Megan, how do you think our high school days compared to the high school lacrosse that we see out there today?
I think that the game has gotten just much more creative, and it's developing at a rate much faster than you would think, especially with like the technology of like new sticks. It's just much faster than what we grew up on, and it's cool to watch.
Yeah, so you'll see one of the things that was brought down this season at the high school level was the self-start. So while there is some whistle stoppage there and around the critical scoring area, that's around the 12-meter, when it's outside of that, as soon as the ball is brought on by a player, she'll be able to start immediately after. So it really increases the pace of play. Hopefully we get free movement coming down here shortly. Do either of you guys think a shot clock is coming down to high school lacrosse anytime soon?
Not yet.
We got some time for that before that happens.
Oh, that was a great feed inside. We got a turnover here. PV will try to take it down and tie this thing up here.
Brooke, what a ride. Oh.
Yeah, that was great redefending defense there by number 26 on Redondo, Brooke Tokashige. Love to see this high pressure ride coming from Redondo right now. Really making PV work for this clear. That's half the battle when you're trying to clear it up the field under that pressure, is just staying poised and disciplined and being patient. Oh, drop ball there, picked back up by PV. So you'll see those pump fakes to try to get shooting space. Luckily, she was outside of the outside of the 8-meter there to get a shot, and I think her defender was a little bit too close to be awarded shooting space. But that's some of the frustration that comes across with the calls in the girls' game. Maddie, what do you think is the toughest call to see get called in the, or rather the most frequently frustrating call to see on the girls' side?
There's a few. I'm trying to decide which one I get most upset about. Probably shooting space, just because either they call it so much that it should just be a yellow card and it slows the whole game down, or they call it when an attacker just isn't quite shooting yet.
Yeah, so that's part of the growth that we're experiencing in LA is really making sure that everyone knows the rules and is calling them appropriately. That was an awesome no call we saw. So hopefully that, obviously we have the best of the best refs here, and that was definitely that check towards the sphere that I was discussing. That one you don't want to play around with, making sure you call that every single time.
Seen a lot of back checks in this game. Still
Yep.
got to protect their sticks.
Yep.
Parents are getting heated.
But while some of the calls can be frustrating, I definitely don't want to go without saying that we appreciate officials so incredibly much, because without them we can't play the game. But as the game grows, it's important that we're playing it consistently throughout the country and not differently on coast to coast, as Megan was saying earlier.
Pavilion's possession.
The drive there. Shot deflected. Loose ground ball, PV. Oh wow, way to stay with that on Redondo's part by 27, Emma Hodges.
He's going to call it right.
You're starting to see that true rivalry between these teams come out here, getting a little feisty with the aggressiveness. In case you missed the intro, the first time these teams met, Palos Verdes won 10-8. The second time around, Redondo got the best of PV, winning 14-8. And we'll have a drive there. Yep, that's that push out, the cross check. You're going to want to avoid that extension. We'll have an 8-meter here for number 12, Abby Merchant. And that's a goal for number 2, Kelly Hoyt. She is another pair of twins that are headed to play college at the next level at Central Michigan University. So you can see on PV's roster alone, they have players that are playing at Division 1, 2, and 3. Both Maddie and I played Division 1, me at Stanford, Maddie at Duke, and Megan had the opportunity to play Division 3 at Salisbury, winning a national championship. Megan, why don't you talk a little bit about what playing Division 3 was like and what you see some opportunities for playing Division 3 versus Division 1?
I think playing Division 3 was awesome. It was a great school life, social balance with lacrosse, but it was also a great way, I think, for me as an athlete to go out there and flourish in an environment that was maybe I wasn't quite ready for that Division 1 style of play, and it was just like a way for me to flourish as a player. I think that the difference between the Division 1 game and the Division 3 is that Division 1 is a little bit faster, but nowadays there's a lot of great lacrosse going on, and they're kind of starting to parallel a little bit more in terms of type of players they're getting to all different types of schools.
Absolutely, and that was a great draw control by that freshman Harper Ski that I was mentioning earlier. That was such a power in our semifinal game on Saturday. That was a great feed. And Maddie, what was your experience, would you say, was like playing Division 1 at such a perennial powerhouse as like Duke?
It was really great. It's amazing what being at such a high level can do to your mental and physical ability, and it was really cool to be able to reach my potential and see how far I could push my limit, and we're really capable of a lot more than we know, especially coming out of high school. You grow so much as a player, and I think playing college lacrosse at any level, you grow so much and I hope that a lot of LA girls get to have that opportunity going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, personally, I can just say that right now I'm living with two of my college teammates. So those bonds that you make in the next level, I mean, even in your high school days, clearly with me being out here with one of my high school teammates now, those bonds are just so important and really do last a lifetime. That was a great feed inside. That was a twin connection there from the Merchants, from Brooke to Abby for the goal, and PV takes a lead 5-4.
2 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first half.
All right, and we are back. We have 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half. Redondo 4, PV 5. Oh, it looks like we might have a violation on the circle. So only the 6 players that are on the circle can fight for the ball until possession is awarded. If you're on the outside of the 30-yard lines, you have to wait till that possession is called to come off of it. That was another great look inside. Score for number 2, Kelly Hoyt. And PV takes a lead by 2. 1:37 left to play here. This next draw is going to be a big one for Redondo. So Megan, Maddie, and I were just discussing the physicality of this game, and what do you notice as some players start to do as this game starts getting a little bit more aggressive? What do you think are some keys to handling that aggression that comes with the intense competition of the game?
It's really just comes down to how bad you want it. You really need to just buck up and take the hits because it's going to make you better and you're going to play harder. I always played way harder after I got knocked to the ground a few times. Gets you in the game and it kind of brings you up to speed with what's going on.
And that's exactly what number 21 just did, fighting through that under pressure. Sometimes you can get those good angles if you're willing to fight for it, like we saw in that crease roll. But PV retains possession. Number 5, Emily Tipperwitz with the possession there. Oh, that was a good slide. I think number 25's hands were a little too high for my liking, and I think that's what got her the call there. Again, you can go stick to stick, keeping your hands low, but anything towards that head, those refs are going to call because even though we're all for aggressive play and allowing the girls to play the contact as it is a contact sport, we want to make sure these girls are staying safe here. It's a great little fake BTB there. The feed.
I do.
Oh,
Charge.
And they called a charge. Interesting call, I must say. I saw some space there, but, you know, sometimes from different angles, refs see different things. But, Megan, you were going to say something about the aggressive play out here?
I was going to actually talk about the way that PV is trying to convert off their 8 meters, which is pretty interesting, which you don't really see much of anymore now that they've cleared the bottom half, like outside the dot. So it's awesome to see how they're looking for each other off the 8 meters still at a low angle pass.
Yeah, for sure.
I wish I could be a fly on the wall in both of these halftime talks. I hope there's some talk about pushing through and dealing with the pressure and
Oh, and there's some moves by Brooke Tokushige trying to get some pressure. Wow, what a shot, falling down.
that was phenomenal.
That was a great take by Brooke Tokushige. And one of the reasons why, just as a junior, she's verbally committed to play at Division I UC Davis. And Redondo pulls within one with 13 seconds left. We'll see if they can do it. And we are back. Again, if anyone has any questions at the halftime for us about the game or women's lacrosse in general, happy to answer in any way we can. Here's the draw goes up. Can Redondo get it? Oh, we got 9 seconds left here. And we got a push. That'll stop it. We got 5 seconds left. Oh, and a knockdown there. And that's going to do it for halftime. Redondo down by 1. PV 6, Redondo 5. Now I got to be honest, guys. This is a little bit of low scoring than what I was anticipating originally. What do you guys think?
Defense came to play. Defense wins championships.
Exactly. I'm definitely seeing very strong defense here. But we are going to check back in after halftime, but we'll be back soon. Please feel free again to send us your questions. Once we start back up, happy to answer.
Hey, welcome back to the second half of the girls' final here. I want to give a shout out to California Pro Sports. They've been serving Southern California for over 30 years, working with the top programs in LA and Orange County. Cal Pro is your lacrosse headquarters, featuring all of the top brands. Cal Pro features Adidas, STX, Cascade, Epic, Maverick, Nike, East Coast Dyes, and Under Armour lacrosse gear, uniforms, cleats, and more. Stop by our retail store in Harbor City or visit us online at calprosports.com. When the game is on the line, go with Cal Pro. Hey, a shout out to LA Lacrosse Foundation. Please support the Lacrosse Foundation and visit www.lalax.org for more info on how the foundation works to further the growth of the game by assisting programs in need, developing officials and coaches, and being the lightning rod of lacrosse for the LA area. For the love of the game, LA Lacrosse Foundation. We are ready to start the second half, and this is Chopper back in the saddle, at least for a bit. Lindsay and her posse are off signing autographs and I think giving coaching tips to each of these two coaches. We start the second half with Palos Verdes in the dark jerseys, leading this game 6-5. And PV in possession early. That shot goes wide.
PV maintains control.
All right, I got one sidekick back here.
Oh, gosh.
Palos Verdes wins the draw. They're in possession second half. Anything in particular you're looking for this half, either based on trends in the first half or what somebody needs to do to get ahead in this thing?
I personally think it's just going to be a game of runs against two good teams like this. One team's going to have a run, one team's going to have another. It's just going to be, I think it's going to come down to the defense, who can get more stops offensively, because the draw has been pretty equal. So it's going to be an exciting second half.
We had Redondo led in this game several times. Palos Verdes finally got a 2-goal lead late in the half before Redondo cut it to 1. You have any credence to first goal in the half makes a big difference, or, as you said, just a series of runs?
I think just a series of runs. I think that knowing both of these teams, they're both capable of a lot and capable of taking control of the game. So it's going to be interesting to see who can kind of go up. I think if we can get a 3 to 4 goal lead, that team might be able to close it out. But until then, it's going to be a battle.
Ooh.
And there's a shot and a goal. We had a flag actually on the play. It would have been a delayed penalty. That is the second goal of the game for Andy Merchant, and that will tie the game. I'm sorry, that puts Palos Verdes up by 7-5. You know, you mentioned if a team could get ahead by 3 or 4 goals. How does that change your defensive philosophy? Does it cause you then to sit back more and force the other team to penetrate? Or, I mean, how does that change your philosophy if you get a 3 or 4 goal lead?
I think, especially in the second half, if you're down by, I would say, 4 goals, then you're definitely coming out and you're playing a little bit more of a high pressure, which sometimes can cause more mistakes or it can work out in your favor. Higher risk, higher reward, but you never know.
Does it change your philosophy if you're the team holding the 4-goal lead? I mean, do you sit back more, play a zone, take fewer chances?
I think you just got to stay tight on the 8 defensively, on just making sure you're not making any mistakes, but still offense pushing the same way. I don't think the offense should let up at all. I think they should, if they had the 4-goal lead to begin with, they should be able to keep that consistently moving forward.
Did you guys talk in the first half at all about the fact that you've got Sea Kings against Seahawks and way up here in Westlake, the battle for the ocean here?
We actually did not, but I did find it interesting heading up. I was like, wow, we got 2 South Bay teams driving all the way up to Westlake. I was like, I'm surprised they didn't switch the location of the game, but this is a great stadium and it's fun to play in for these high school girls.
It's a beautiful venue. I don't know if Lisa has panned the mountains at all, but we got tremendous sunset across the ocean and the mountains. And just in the nick of time, Lindsay Munoz is back, so Chopper is signing off here. I'll give it back to you.
Sorry, missed that. Got caught talking to some parents there, which happens when you're a head coach, as Megan knows.
How can you not? Oh, question from.
So we have a question to answer here from the chat box about not letting opposing teams get in your head mentally. which is a great question. I can definitely say for sure that was a great way to keep that possession there for number 17, Harper Ski. But as I was saying, your mental game is everything in sports. But wow, that was a great Twizzler shot from number 2, Kelly Hoyt. But as I was saying, mental game is huge, and the biggest thing is for me personally and as a player, and something that I tell my players, is to just simply focus on what's ahead of you and in the plays that was a great save there from Redondo, and not think too much about what's going on externally. It's really easy to let that mess with you a little bit, whether it's the refs, girls being really physical, as we were talking about earlier, or simply about your past mistakes, or worrying about what's going to happen in the future. And I found that as long as you stay in the present, good things happen. And that was a great shot there by number 21, Brooke Merchant. We've been saying her name a lot this game, making a significant impact here for her senior season. Megan, anything you would want to add or elaborate on that question about mental toughness?
I would say you can always rely on your teammates. They're there to help you. They're there to help bring you up. So if you're feeling down and you feel like you're getting a lot, the opposing team is getting your head, reach out to your coach, reach out to your own players, the people that know you best, and help let them help you get out of that place, and to say, hey, you got this. Like this is your game. Don't let anyone take that away from you.
Yeah, coach and team support is huge on that one. We're back to the draw circle here. PV is inching out that lead now by 3 goals, 8-5. And looks like momentum is going in PV's favor. Megan, what are you seeing that's really leading to their success and their ability to stretch out this lead going into the second half?
They're just getting down to their offensive end, and they're converting, finding great looks, wrapping the crease pretty well as well. So I think that if they keep getting the ball in the back of the net, this could go their way for sure.
Yeah, and especially even though they missed that draw there, they were able to play aggressive defense and get the turnover. And we'll see their ball movement. And this is something that we saw in our semifinal game, is their ability to stay patient on the offense end. And I think that's why we see the score being as low as it is, something that I was definitely not anticipating going into this game or our semifinal game, considering the first time we played against each other, the final score is 21-17. So definitely high scoring on that one. But again, you see PV taking their time with possession, waiting for the looks to come. They're going for that crease roll option again. And yeah, that'll be an 8-meter. I thought that was check was a little bit too close for comfort on that swing. So that'll be a foul on number 26, Brooke Tokushige.
I'll be interested to see what kind of defense Redondo goes in after if this girl puts the ball in the back of the net. It's it's getting down to 20 minutes left in this game. Gotta start making some changes if the lead gets too vast.
And that was a great turnover by Redondo. Let's see if they can get the clear off and face PV's pressure. Great ball movement by Redondo. A little slip up, but Jordan Davis recovers.
I will say Redondo's defense has some of the best composure that I've seen all season long in terms of a defense that can handle the ball well and get it to the attacking end.
And it looks like we have a 3 seconds call. Is that what that looked like to you? I'm not sure, but that was a great save by Aubrey Fixon. So as we started talking about PV's goalies, they have 2 talented junior goalies, Lily Vankins and Aubrey Fixon, and they split halves. They do the same rotation every game. Lily plays the first half, and Aubrey plays the second half. And that's already 1 save out of the gate for Aubrey. And great interception there by Emma Hodges. Let's see if Redondo can convert and change the momentum in their favor. And you'll see PV getting into their zone. Yep, and that was another sphere call. So it looks like number 30, Jordan Davis, will have an 8-meter opportunity to change the score for Redondo. And another great save for goalie Aubrey Fixon. So an interesting thing about Aubrey, she's a left-handed goalie, which is pretty rare, but even though that was offside, she was able to get a stick on that. Speaks a lot to her reaction time and quickness, which is essential to be successful as a goalie. What a feed inside from Brooke Tokashige to Kaylin Haniff. Unfortunately missed the goal a little bit there. Jordan Davis on the recovery. Another great feed for Redondo, this time to Addie Bass in the middle. And they'll convert to stop the run by PV. It's PV 8, Redondo 6. And we're back with the score PV 8, Redondo 6. How important is this draw control right now, Megan?
I would say extremely important. If Redondo gets it, they have an opportunity to go down and make it a 1-goal game. If PV gets it, they still get to keep their lead. Oh.
And that was a great one there from junior Brooke Tokashige. Let's see if Redondo uses it or settles down here. Yep, that one looked like it could have been a little bit of a cross-check. Yep, and that's what she'll be awarded. So another rule in women's lacrosse for those that are new to the sport, you cannot keep your stick horizontal. It must be between the 10 and 2 on the clock. That was a great take by junior Brooke Tokashige, and Redondo pulls within 1. And we're back, another really key draw control for Redondo as they pulled within 1. PV still leads 8-7 in another low scoring affair here in the final game. In our semifinal game against PV, the final score is 13-8. And a great tip, Redondo is able to grab it. Emma Hodges with the ball. And a feed inside to Kayla Haniff, and that will definitely be a check to the head. And Kaylin Haniff is a senior, so she's trying to make the most of this opportunity here. And that's a goal. Redondo has tied it up. We're at 8-8 with 15 minutes left in this game. Looks like we're gonna have a good one here. Now, if this score holds the rest of the game, we will be headed into a sudden death overtime, and we'll see how it shakes out. Yeah, it looks like PV fell on the ball there, so that's going to be Redondo's ball back. This is going to be a huge possession for Redondo. And that's Mariana Gemay. She's a junior. Redondo settling their offense here.
Great cut.
Got some cutters open in the middle. Great ball handling under this Palos Verdes pressure.
Oh.
Now, Megan, in a zone, what are some keys defensively for Palos Verdes looking at this?
Definitely communication, making sure you're popping in and out, especially at those low spots, picking up the feeders, and passing off when you need to. It's also tough if you're passing someone off and you're trying to get back to your spot. You can get a lot of shooting space calls on that, so you just got to be careful where you're getting your stick and making sure you're sliding with your stick first.
And that's going to be a turnover, and PV will take possession. And Aubrey Fixing coming up big with two big stops.
Ooh.
It's very rare to have two talented goalies like PV does. And it's really exciting to see them both have significant impacts in this game. I'm not biased or anything towards goalies.
Goalies need some love too.
Great defensive effort there by Redondo. Oh, and a read dodge by Kelly Hoyt to put PV back up by 1, 9-8. That offside hip spot is a tough one to save, especially there where it goes a little bit lower than anticipated and you pick the over top. Just can't make it in time. All right, another big draw control here. We got 12 minutes left. The score is Palos Verdes 9, Redondo 8. We got Addie Bass and for Redondo and Kelly Hoyt for PV on the draw circle. And that's a great draw control there by number 29. And that was Mackenzie Olsen with that draw control earlier, and she appears to be down. And she's gonna come off the field to get it checked out. Looks like she might have taken a stick. Yeah, that's that cross-check call that I was talking about might have happened and gone unnoticed there by the officials. Looks like she was jogging off, so hopefully she's okay. And we have PV with possession. They're up by 1. Now on this end, Megan, what do you think are some keys for Redondo's defense going against PV with the lead?
I think PV is doing a good job of drawing the fouls, getting on the 8 meter, but also getting into the inside. I just think the slides just need to be there and not swinging. They just need to come in with the slide, play straight up defense, and let them back out of trouble.
Exactly, and we saw there. Sometimes it's really tough as defender. You really want to get that check off, but something that I emphasize, and I know you do as well, is playing really strong body defense so we avoid these fouls. That was a great save there.
And that was a save by
Number 20, Ava Lovell.
PV maintains possession.
And that's another check towards the sphere. Oh, that's that same spot again. Seems to be like a little miscommunication there on Redondo's defensive end, but that was a great take. I believe that was Mackenzie Olsen again.
The shot is scored by number 21, Brooke Merchant. Palos Verdes leads 10-8 with 11:03 left in the contest.
And PV is up by 2, 10-8, 11 minutes left. All right, and we're going to have a redraw here. So the women's game is a little different in the men's in that the possession is taken in the air. You can see with their sticks pushing together. And then you need to make sure the ball comes up and out and above their shoulders, or else if it doesn't, we'll have a redraw like we're doing right here. Just like that's exactly what you want to see out of the draw. And 29, Mackenzie Olsen's able to come up with it. I'll be interested to see if PV tries to slow it down a little bit here and take some time off the clock, or if they keep charging right away to cage. There is 10 minutes and 30 seconds about left in the second half here. And it does indeed look like they're slowing things down a bit. I'm not gonna lie, these are the times in which you would like to see a shot clock put in place like they have at the college level, because it really takes away your ability to do this. And it looks like we're gonna have a yellow card right now. Yep. For number 26, junior Brooke Tokashige. That's a big loss to go player down, and especially someone that's impactful as Brooke. So, Megan, if you're Redondo right now, down by 2 and a man down, what kind of defense are you playing?
I'd lock it up in a zone, get our sticks up, be big, hope for some knockdowns on the passes. But right now, down by 2, I just first and foremost protect the 8. Wait till you get that player back in. Ooh.
Oh, and a shot and a goal to bring the lead to 11-8 Palos Verdes. And we're back. We got 9 minutes and 44 seconds left. PV is up by 3, 11-8. Big draw control right here out of the timeout. And it's going to be Redondo's ball. This could be a huge momentum changer. As you can see from this game, it really doesn't require that much time to score a goal. So 9 minutes is plenty of time for Redondo to come back into this. Redondo looks to work the ball right now. Senior Emma Hodges, the Fito. Wow, that's going to be a foul by Palos Verdes. So that's where we're looking to see a little bit too much contact there, and senior Addie Bass is going to get an 8-meter. Shot and miss. Jordan Davis. Oh, that's actually going to be Palos Verdes' ball. Interesting call by the official. So in women's lacrosse, as in same men's lacrosse, whoever is closest will retain possession of the ball.
Gains possession.
Aubrey Fixon with it. Redondo will look to pressure here.
Ooh, that was a push on the back.
And this could be a fast break opportunity here for PV. And the ball comes out, and PV keeps it. And Redondo's back to even strength right now. I don't know about you guys, but I'd like to see some pressure defense by Redondo right about now. What do you think, Maddie?
Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of time left. They could just see and hope that PV makes a mistake here, but they definitely need to pressure out a little bit. They just can't leave any gaps open for those cutters.
And it looks like we're seeing some pressure here. That's a tough thing about the pressure defense. I'm sure, Megan, you've seen this when you put pressure out. If you're not willing to go out on the adjacents, you kind of lose that battle. What are your thoughts on the high pressure defense?
Yeah, I think you got to go together. You can't just have one person run out there. She's just gonna be chasing around the ball the entire time. You really got to knock up the adjacents, hope for a bad pass and an interception in the back end. If you need to, lead the girl farthest away from ball open so you can go put out a double if it gets to that point.
So you see two right there is able to come up for that pass. We're talking about adjacents as the girl's next to ball. So right now how Jordan Davis is positioned, we'd like to see her a little bit higher out on number 29 to cut that off. Now it seems like they have it locked and secured, but able to move the ball. That was a great dodge and take. Looks like we're going to get a shooting space call for number 2, Kelly Hoyt. So the shooting space call is there to really protect the defense and to try to prevent them from getting in the way of the shot.
Great pull.
And that's going to be a goal by number 2, Kelly Hoyt, to put PV up 12-8. And the clock is winding down. We're just under 6 minutes, and the score is Palos 12, Redondo 8. We got a new draw set up here for Redondo. Mariana Game on it. And Redondo comes up with it. Emma Hodges with it. 12 comes up with that on possession. Sophie Rister-Selly. Jordan Davis now with it. Brooke Takashige with the dodge. Not there. Looks like we're going to get a foul in the sphere and an 8-meter opportunity for the junior. So, Maddie, you're on this hash right now. Center hash. Defenders to your right. What are you looking to do here?
Hopefully she does what she did earlier, cuts to her left, shoots off stick.
And that's exactly what she does. Great prediction, and it is 12-9. PV, sorry, but they stopped the bleeding a little bit here. Just under 5 left to play. And we are back, just under 5, PV 12, Redondo 9. Great tip there. Loose ground ball, and yep, that's gonna be a cover. So in the women's game, different from the men's game, you cannot hold your stick over top of the ball, and Redondo's gonna come up with it. So I've been talking a lot about the 8-meter shots on offense. Megan, what are some keys on the 8 meters for defenders?
I would say definitely getting your stick out there first and going to where they're gonna be versus just running right at to where they were. Getting ahead of the ball is gonna get you hopefully like at least a deflection off the stick, off the shot.
Oh, and a tough pipe shot for Brooke Takashige. Yeah, I think that's one of the common misplays we see both at the youth level, even still at the high school level, is girls really on defense going to where the attackers are, not trying to meet them to the place that they're running towards. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
And Aubrey Fixon with the ball here. She's probably going to look to take her time without pressure. And there's some pressure there, able to get the clear off. And Redondo putting on the pressure on this ride. Oh, that's a tough swing there. I'd definitely like to see that hold body position on that. You're on the sideline, 3 people there. I think you're much better able to take position. And that's an interception. That's a huge interception by senior Kaylin Haniff. Let's see if Redondo can take advantage here. Great ball movement so far by Redondo.
Look low.
Nobody wants to switch.
Oh, a little miscue there. And we're about to hit the 2:30 mark. Oh, tough feed inside. And PV takes advantage.
Possession.
Hustle, Addie.
Yep, and that's that extension. And we've hit the 2-minute mark here. PV is up 12-9 against Redondo. As we're nearing the end of this game here, obviously still 1:30 left, and that's a ton of time in this game. Oh, that was a little unnecessary swing there. What do you think are some significant factors that let PV take advantage here, Maddie?
Draw controls, and they finish on all of their shots. I think I saw Redondo miss a lot of key shots. You really have to capitalize off of your possessions in games like this.
Absolutely. Megan, what are your thoughts on PV's advantage in this game?
I think their zone was looking pretty good. Redondo was having a difficult time finding the holes in the zone. More so driving from the top, which is tough to do in a zone. It's more about the feeds.
And that's going to be another goal for Palos Verdes to seal this one up. 13 PV, 9 Redondo. Now, Megan and Maddie have both played Redondo before this season, and what I've seen so far this game, I don't know if you guys agree that there's been a lot less feeding to the middle that I would have liked to see from Redondo and that I have been seeing. It looks like they're trying to rely more on dodges to find the openings. What do you guys think about that?
I agree, kind of like what I was back to saying earlier. When you're playing against a zone, it's going to be really tough to drive in because all those girls are just parked on the 8. You got to pull people out of their spots and move the ball quickly to find those holes in a zone defense.
Yeah, and I think that's what led to a lot of PV's turnovers on the defensive end, along with a lot of key saves by their goalies, or as Maddie was mentioning, those missed shot opportunities. And sometimes PV had the girls back there with ready for the turnovers off of the end line.
And that catch and shot has been Addie Bass's bread and butter all year, so I don't know why this game should have been any different.
Looks like PV's ability to pull teams out of their element has remained true both in the semifinals and finals game. And another key turnover on defense for Palos Verdes. And we're down to 35 seconds left in the game. And as PV looks to seal this one up, interestingly enough, their boys program will be taking the field next as they take on Loyola and try to make it for the first time from a school where their both boys and girls program wins the Los Angeles championship. So best of luck to both teams in the next matchup here. And also best of luck to PV as they face the winner of Foothill St. Margaret's. Anybody have any update on that score? No, we do not have an update. But both of those teams are loaded with a lot of Division I talent, and I'll be interested to see how that one turns out next week, or this Saturday, rather. Oh, that was a great turnover. Loose ball, we got 3 seconds left.
Obviously down by however much at this point. It is great to see Redondo still fighting, even with the goal differential. A lot of respect for them in that.
And that's the game. Palos Verdes with the win, 13-9. Congratulations to the PVC Kings for their first championship.
Please join us as our host, the Los Angeles Lacrosse Foundation, represented by Marissa Hewitt and Mr. Aaron Arsh, present the championship trophy.
So I just checked Twitter feed, and it looks like with 10 minutes left to play, St. Margaret's leads Foothill 11-10. So that's going to be a close one to the finish as well to see who PV will take. Good luck to them in their next game, and great season to the Redondo Seahawks. And thank you guys for stepping on air, for joining me here.
Thank you.
It's been a blast.
I love this. This is fun.
Calling.
All right, until next time, have a good night, everyone.